watching Sunday Morning Matters on KC24, your local election headquarters.
Oh, well, I think it's a little bit sensationalized. Again, it has no bearing on us. It doesn't impact us, and we don't really care about that law. It hasn't been used. I think he's again increasing the divide between the community and the police, and there's really no reason for it.
Well, soon to be Fresno interim police chief Andy Hall questioning Governor Newsom striking down a dated law that made it a crime to refuse a police officer's request for help. Hall says in his 40 years on the force, it's never been used. And that's how we're going to ring in round number 2 with our panel this week. Welcome back, Jim Veros, Diane Pierce, and Oliver Baines. And Oliver, you know, you're the man of the hour. Former police officer here. The law was called, and this is a real tough one to say, Posse Comitatus Act. 1872, it was enacted then. Nobody's touched it until now. Is the interim chief Hall, is he right by saying the governor is dividing police and community with this yet another law that is striking down the help of law enforcement?
You know, I would probably have to agree with the chief on this. I don't even know what the rationale for doing that is. Why the governor would do that? Why the governor would do that? And the chief is right. I was a police officer for almost 12 years. It's never been used that I can remember. The chief talked about he's been in law enforcement for 40 years, never been used.
Then what's
the point, right? I mean, yeah.
Here's the point, I think, and let me broaden this discussion a little bit more. Jim, I'll come to you. Governor Newsom in favor of what? Sanctuary cities, AB 392, the new deadly force law, the death penalty no longer in effect. SB 54 this week had a big impact. Merced County, SB 54, where an undocumented man shot a Merced County deputy in the chest. Is the governor purposely handcuffing law enforcement here? That's maybe the broader discussion here. I
think that's definitely the talking points that the police associations will definitely be taking this up now, is saying, what do we do to you on this one? I understand it's a campaign. A presidential campaign, and obviously Gavin Newsom has aspirations of being president. In regards to this, I have to agree with Oliver. I don't know what he's doing with this, and I'm surprised that there wouldn't be a law where if anyone was asking for help in the middle of a crime, that you wouldn't be charged if you didn't help. Not just a police officer, but humans. Yeah. So I don't understand this law. I do agree with you in regards to that the governor may be having some sort of political vendetta against some sort of law enforcement, but I don't know, politically, I don't know where he goes from this. I don't know what he stands to gain from this. Well,
and Diane, is this leading into the presidential? I mean, everybody says Governor Newsom is thinking president down the line, right? Is this just the beginning of what we're going to see in California as he makes a run for president?
If it is, it's a very stupid strategy, frankly, because again, as these gentlemen have pointed out, seriously, what is the point here? I mean, it just feels like yet another instance where our Democrats in Sacramento and our governor are putting criminals ahead of other Californians. And I think when you see people from both sides of the aisle coming together to say, hold up, what in the world are you doing? Everybody should take a pause on that.
Well, I want to change course here because this one really impacting the Central Valley. Big ruling on Thursday. Measure P now at a dead end after a Fresno County Superior Court judge voted in favor of the city, saying the Measure P did in fact need a 2/3 majority to pass, despite all the signatures and the challenge at a state Supreme Court ruling 2 years ago. They challenged that one as well. The advocates here have failed. The Central Valley Sports Foundation was on board trying to get this reversed. Oliver, where do they go with this now? I mean, is Measure P dead in the water unless the mayor says, hey, we got to rework this whole deal?
Yeah, I think this version of it is dead. And yeah, I don't know if necessarily the mayor's the one to revive it or not, but this version of Measure P is dead. I actually think the Measure P advocates know and understand that, and they're probably already preparing for something different.
You know, it's interesting because Larry Powell, Alan Autry, they were for this. Do you think if Jerry Dyer becomes mayor, again, does Measure P find a way to not have a 2/3 and just a majority?
No, I don't. And I think that in regards to the advocates, I think that's also splintered. I think you do have Alan Autry and Powell that were part of this, but I think you also have BHC and a lot of other organizations that want their deal and their deal only. So I'm not sure, you know, when we're saying, hey, what if Jerry Dyer becomes mayor? We don't know that yet.
Yeah, we don't know that.
But if he
were,
but if he were, you still go back to a public safety tax and a park tax. Who better to be at that negotiating table than a Mayor Dyer coming from public safety? So I think there's a deal there to be had. I think this particular measure was dead in the water on election night because it was 2/3.
But it got majority. It still got majority.
Doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter, and the judge has said that. It doesn't matter. It needed 2/3. Diane, I'll let you weigh in on this because now that it's received majority, if they, you know, get the kinks out of it a little bit, this passes overwhelmingly? That's a question mark at the end.
Right, yeah. No, I think Measure P as it stood on election day does not pass. I think, as Jim pointed out, I think if there is to be something that moves forward here, it is going to bring public safety into the mix as well. And then you have essentially a whole different ballgame as far as who the players are. And that's really what divided the yes and no on P people to start with, was a lot of the people who were no on P didn't like it specifically because it didn't include public safety, and they felt that it damaged the opportunity for public safety in the future. So if they bring those two sides together, I think they'll work something out.
I see you got the scowl look at me. What do you got? What do you got?
And also during the campaign, internal polling showed that the yes on P never hit even close to it. And that's when you never saw no on P really engage. They only spent about 400,000 compared to 2.1 or 2.2 million. If it was that close, you would have seen an influx of cash for no on P.
How do you tell the advocates who want this, hey, okay, you need to let go, don't go to the next level and another appeal? How do you just say stop and try to figure out something else?
Well, I mean, listen, first of all, you know, that's their constitutional right. Should they want to go do that?
Exactly.
You know, I'm not going to tell them they should not do that. However, what I would probably advise is you do both. If you're insistent on pursuing this, then you absolutely prepare another campaign that maybe gives you an opportunity to win, whether it's a 2/3 majority or the simple majority. But I think you should, if I'm an advocate and I'm working on this, I'm doing both.
All right, I got to end it there. Good stuff as always. Up next, some voters in Selma up in arms. It comes as city officials plan to redraw their district lines, how this could impact a number of neighborhoods.